What's going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony. Of course, we got none other than Fast Eddie Chambers, and we just wanted to go ahead and remind you this is Black Friday week. This is the week of Black Friday, and I just wanted to let you guys know what we are offering. I am offering every single course on my website that we already dropped up to date, which is 15 courses, and actually, I'm going to give you guys an extra course that we just made named Drillers Make Killers that isn't even released to the public yet. If you go ahead and grab the Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off, Eddie, 90% off. And not only that, I'm gonna give you guys a free coaching call so we can go ahead and discuss what your personal goals are, what you're trying to accomplish through boxing, and how I can help you further in the future. Over the years, I've made courses like Build You from the Ground Up 1.0, Build You from the Ground Up 2.0, footwork drills, defensive principles 101, how to set traps and counterpunch, angles and how to create them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box from the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically orthodox versus southpaw, the complete Philly shell system, how to shadow box, heavy bag conditioning drills, and of course, like I mentioned before, the last course that isn't even released yet, Drillers Make Killers. Guys, this is a steal. I've sold these courses at $300 a pop, and many have purchased them in the past. And now you guys can get all of them at one time for 90% off with a coaching call. Guys, this is an opportunity. Do not miss it. Go ahead, go to the website. Don't hesitate. You've been watching us on YouTube for years. We're here to help you. We want to take your boxing to the next level. Let's go. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Yeah, it's a little earlier today. I know I'm usually getting on here like 11, 12. Yesterday, we actually got on here at a good time. We got on here at 8 o'clock. Today, I got to get it done now because I got some other obligations. So, I can't miss my no days off November, right? I promised that I would get on here every single day for the month of November. Tomorrow is the very last day, y'all. We are coming to the end of this wonderful annual no days off November, y'all. We've been giving out plenty of game throughout the whole month of November. If you guys go back and watch every single episode, I guarantee you will get at least one, maybe two, maybe three, maybe a whole hour full of nuggets, things that you could take with you on your boxing journey. And really, this is just an underrated episode, I think. Not episode, what's the word? Other underrated series, I should say, for the boxing community. I think a lot of people have underrated it, but it's all good, man. For the people who did show up in here, those are the people who I do this for. For the people who do support, this is for the people I do this for. So at the end of the day, it's all good, man. You guys are winning for being in here. I'm winning for having some loyal supporters. And that's all I can ask for. As you guys know, the 90% sale is still going. And I'm going to keep on rocking it until I see them sales trickle down. Once I see that people are like, oh, yeah, he just going to keep that thing on there. We ain't got to get it now. We can get it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. Then trust me, we're paying attention to the numbers. We're going to cut it. But I do want to extend it a little bit longer. I did get a few emails, as I predicted, saying, Coach, can I get a little bit Black Friday? I was getting stuff from my wife and getting some Christmas presents early, and now I just need to wait till my next check or whatever. All right, cool. We're going to extend it a little bit longer. I'm not quite sure how much longer. I can't give you an actual day or when I'm going to end it. But what I could tell you is I'm going to end it. And of course, I want to say thank you to everybody who has purchased it, everybody who's grabbed anything from me, everybody who's in the Facebook community, everybody who supports what I do, everybody who supports what Eddie Chambers does, supports everything going on right now, who likes the videos, everything, man. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this later. Now, I know you guys came on here. You guys like to talk about some stuff. So we're going to talk about it. And I want to talk about some of the major mistakes that I see beginners make. And I want to make sure that I tackle this because it's so important that you start off your journey the right way. Every time you start anything the wrong way, you always got to go back and fix it. And I know because I've made a lot of mistakes in my journey as a businessman. I'll give you an example as a businessman where I'll do some stuff, whether it's the technical side or whether it's just anything. I just kind of like try to like get to the end goal a little quicker than I should have. And I always got to go back and fix it. Right. So nowadays, I just want to do everything the right way the first time. It saves you so much time later on. And boxing is no different. In boxing, you want to do everything right the first time around if you have that opportunity. Or if you got to go back and fix this stuff, fix it from the very beginning because it saves you time in the long run. You think you're skipping steps, you think you're doing something to get ahead, but you're really not. You're only working your way ahead to have to work your way back to work. So it's like an illusion. And I think that's just kind of like what life is. It's like for somebody who wants to lose a lot of weight, you know, you go on a crash diet, you lose 30 pounds in a month or whatever. And then the next month you put the weight back on or you lose 10 pounds in 10 days. And next thing you know, 2 days later, you can put 7 of the pounds back 3 days later. See what I'm saying? We want to avoid that. We're better off going 1 pound, 2 pounds a week. And in 6 months, you know what I'm saying? You've lost 20, 30 pounds. In a year, you lost 50 pounds. It's the same idea for boxing, man. You do everything the right way the first time, the results will be that much better moving forward. So one of the first things that I noticed that beginners do, a big mistake, is not working the line. They don't work on the line. And Build You from the Ground Up 1.0 and 2.0, I focus on the line. Like that's one of the main focuses that I focus on that course. For those of you who have it, you guys know we work the line, we work specific combinations because this is how you build yourself by doing things the right way from the very beginning. You know, I had a coaching call today. Somebody purchased my master boxing bundle. We got on a coaching call, and he's about 40 years old. And one of the things he mentioned to me was he's been boxing for 3 years and he wasn't throwing the hook properly. Right. So then he invested into my course and he said he just wanted to start off slow. So he started off with Build You from the Ground on 1.0. He just got it like on Friday. No lie, yo. This ain't a game. This ain't me just making something up. This is the actual coaching call that I had today, a few hours ago. And he said he didn't even know about the toe heel alignment. Right? He didn't know that the toe heel alignment. He didn't know that the first, the foot's at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock. He said he had both feet pointed at 3 o'clock. Like he had all types of mistakes, all types of issues. And I'm like, well, this is the importance. This is why I made these courses for people like that who, you're just going through the motions thinking you're doing something the right way and you're really doing it wrong. One of the best things you could do in boxing is work the line every single day for your shadow boxing, especially as a beginner. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people don't want to do the line because the line is boring, but it's the boring work, guys, that gets results. It's the boring work that gets results. It's not always the sexy work. It's not always the fun work. It's not the mitt work. You got to get the fundamentals, man. Once you get that, then we can go ahead and do some of that sexy stuff. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, somebody's got to do the fundamentals. And if you're the athlete, that's you. You know what I'm saying? If you're the coach, you need to be making sure your guys are doing the line, working the line. You can't just start doing all the cool moves that you want to do because you're bored. Yo, if you're bored, man, then maybe boxing ain't for you. You see what I'm saying? Like you should be having just as much fun working the line as anything else if this is something you want to learn, okay? But that's the number one mistake. Another mistake I see is not learning footwork properly. Just going ahead and moving around and thinking you know what you're doing, crossing your feet. Feet are too wide, feet are too close. You know what I'm saying? Don't really know how to move and step with your punches the right way. And that goes with working the line. When you work the line, you learn how to do it going forward and going backwards. Then we teach you how to go to the right and then go to the left. Then we take you to the ring, like in my footwork drills, and we teach you how to move laterally. And then we teach you how to do the L step. And then we teach you how to put it together. And then we got certain drills that we like to do that position you in the right way. So when you're doing your lateral movement, you're always prepared to punch. You got to learn this stuff step by step in the beginning, guys, because if you just go ahead and start copying what you're looking at on the internet, you ever seen that mitt work video with like Kevin Hart and like he's like hitting the mitts trying to emulate Floyd and it's just like it looks ridiculous and it's like Then they did like a comparison of what people think you look like, and is Floyd hitting the mitts, and then there's like what you really look like, and then there's like Kevin Hart hitting the mitts. Well, it's the same thing with people who they watch people and think that they look like that person. In your mind, you look like that person. To the educated eye, we're like, what is this dude doing? You look ridiculous, bro. And it's because you didn't take time to learn the footwork properly. You didn't take time to work the line. Okay. These are vital parts of your boxing journey, guys. That's why I got Build You from the Ground on 1.0, 2.0, footwork drills, organized just like that when you get the Master Boxing Bundle. All right. And that's because we go to the footwork after Build You 1.0 and 2.0. That's because 1.0 and 2.0, we're working just the basic line. And that's technically footwork. That's technically shadow boxing. That's technically heavy bag work. All these things apply, all right? Next thing I notice is not learning defense. You guys all want to punch. And I'm talking to the beginners here that don't know no better, right? You all want to throw hard punches. You want to throw the sexy punches on the heavy bag. You can't wait to hit the mitts. You can't wait to learn the Floyd Mayweather mitt work. You can't wait to show your post on Instagram of you doing this stuff. And you don't even know how to block a jab. Then you go ahead and you get into the ring and you're getting peppered. And then you're coming to me saying, you're dropping a question. Coach, what do you do when somebody throws a jab and then they hook after the jab, or they, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you didn't learn the basic fundamentals. You learned the defense, right? You just went into the ring. I'm getting hit constantly with this punch because you didn't learn defense. You didn't drill the defense. You simply just started boxing in the ring and sparring because you thought it was a good idea. We have to understand that you have to take these steps before you get into the ring. To my beginners out there, and even to some of my intermediate guys out there, we have to go through the proper steps, y'all. Listen, there is by no doubt that I'm a course creator and I'm selling courses. There is by no doubt that I have a YouTube channel and I would love to get it to 1 million subs like some of these other boxing channels out there. And I would love to get, all the good things that come from putting out content. But then there is also no doubt that I am not here to lead you astray and let you guys just fall by the waistline and learn the bullshit the wrong way. Right? So I have to get on these lives and articulate the importance of learning these skills step by step and making sure you're prepared before you get in the ring, because you could seriously get hurt, y'all. This ain't a game. I'm passionate about this. I've been working with amateurs since 7, 8 years old and taking these kids to national tournaments. And I've worked with professional fighters. Okay. I've worked with every level of freaking beginner to uncoordinated person you could think of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, I've seen it all. Okay. And I've sat there patiently trying to help people get better at this craft because I love teaching boxing. All right. But the truth is, you have to go through these steps, and defense is one of the main things, if not the most important thing you need to learn out of everything I just mentioned above. But you can't be good at defense if you don't got footwork. We talked about it yesterday with Fast Eddie Chambers, my brother, professional fighter, Fast Eddie Chambers, 42 wins, only 5 losses, 23 knockout, fought for the world title, right? Somebody who's in all of my freaking videos damn near, somebody who I bring on here on a regular basis to give y'all game, you know what I'm saying, at no extra cost. Costs me though, because I gotta pay Eddie. I hope y'all don't think Eddie does this for free, right? It comes out, I gotta pay my man. He's quality. I know quality when I see him. I throw money at Eddie. That's all good. That's my brother. I want to see him live. You know what I mean? Eat. Right? I bring him on here for that, for y'all to learn. And what did he say yesterday? You need defensive footwork. Right? You have to know when to retreat. You have to know when to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? And footwork and defense go hand in hand. You got to have both, y'all. You got to have both. You feel me? So this is what I be trying to tell y'all. This is what I'm trying to help y'all with. I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying my best. But we can't skip steps. I can't tell you how much I see you guys still ignoring what we've been preaching on this channel for years. Okay? I need y'all to take this seriously. Okay? The next is the importance of form and technique. Again, this goes back to being patient. This goes back to learning the skills the right way. When you don't focus on your form and technique, you don't get the maximum power. You don't get the maximum speed. You don't get the maximum leverage. I get the question every freaking day. I get emails every day. I get DMs every day. Coach, how do I improve my punching power? Coach, how to improve my speed? Should I do these exercises? And then they're grabbing dumbbells and throwing punches with poor form and technique. And then they wonder why their shoulder hurts. They wonder why they got injuries now. Okay? You can't do stuff with improper form and technique for a number of reasons. For the two reasons I just mentioned, you're not going to get the maximum speed. You're not going to get the maximum power, and you're not going to get the maximum leverage. And you're also going to increase the chances of injury. It's no different than doing an improper squat or an improper deadlift. If I do an improper squat or an improper deadlift, I'm not going to be able to lift as much weight. For two, I'm not going to freaking be able to really get the maximum leverage of either squatting, deep enough or whatever. And then on top of that, I'm probably going to pull my back or something like that. I know I got little aches and tweaks probably from improper deadlifting and squatting over the years. So you have to understand that if you don't focus on your form and technique, you're going to fall apart. It's going to crumble. It's just like the foundation of your stance not being right will affect your footwork, which will affect your form and technique, everything affects everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. So you really have to zero in on your form and technique, okay? The next thing that I see that beginner boxers do, the big mistake is they go to the internet and just try anything they see. You know what I mean? You just go on Instagram and you see a guy with 150,000 followers that he paid for. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know if those followers are real. And he's teaching a technique. And because you think he's an authority, you just start doing stuff, right? Without doing the proper due diligence to find out who is this guy? What has he done in the sport? You see what I'm saying? And then really paying attention to what he's actually teaching. And does it make sense? We can't just go on the internet and think that everything on the internet is correct. We have to understand that the internet is the best tool created, but at the same time, the most dangerous tool created. It can be used for the good and it can be used for the bad, right? You see somebody on the internet doing stuff, you know what I'm saying, that's toxic. And then you see somebody on the internet that's trying to do positive. The internet can be used however you want. But this is the problem. Guys monetize stuff that they learned or they think they learned because they just want to get views, or they have a product they're selling, or they trying to get their channel popping. No different than what I'm doing, right? I'm trying to get views. I'm trying to sell my product. I'm trying to get my content. But I'm doing, the difference between me and them is I got a resume, right? I have integrity. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Okay. And the thing is, I'm not just doing this for views. I'm doing this to change lives. I'm doing this to help people really learn the game the right way, because I know what it feels like to be in a gym and have a trainer not pay attention to me. I would have probably been one of the better professionals. I'm not going to say a great professional. I probably would have had I would have been a professional. For two, I would have been one of the better professionals had I had a support system. Eddie Chambers knows I did this by myself trying to learn this game. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I was so passionate enough with boxing that I continued to educate myself, even though I never became what I wanted to as an athlete. And I took that same energy and put it into coaching. And everything I wanted to accomplish as a coach, I have that I did. I wanted to be a world champion boxer. Guess what ended up happening? Became a coach of a world champion, right? I wanted to be on HBO and DAZN and ESPN, when I was an amateur saying one day I'm gonna fight on those networks, well, DAZN wasn't out yet, but you know what I mean. Guess what? As a coach, I've done all of those things. So I still got blessed in one way or another for staying true to the game. You stay true to the game will stay true to you. But you can't just go on the internet and emulate anybody, especially when you have access to a guy like me, a guy like Eddie, and you guys can actually say, you know what, I'm just going to listen to the right people. Now, I'm not saying everybody on the internet don't know what they're talking about, because that's a lie as well. But what I'm saying is you have to know who you're listening to. And then you have to be smart enough to do your due diligence and say, how can that actually work in a fight? How can that actually work in a fight? That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not sure about that. So let me just leave that alone and let me just focus on what I need to be focusing on. Don't just see something and want to copy it, especially if you're at the level where you should be focusing on your stance. You should be focusing on your fundamentals, your defense. And now you want to go try some ladder drill that makes absolutely no sense. Or you want to go ahead and try this other thing because you've seen this other coach working it with this other fighter. That's a quick way to just go down a rabbit hole and just end up super confused in the end. Okay. It's a system that you have to follow to get to a certain level, especially if you're going to do this on your own or you're going to try to utilize the internet and you don't have access to an actual coach who's going to guide you in real time, in real life, and invest into you and spend the time with you. You know what I mean? Then you have to be very careful. And that's why you have to go step by step and you have to learn the skills. And it's always best to be guided by somebody if possible. Okay. And that leads me to the next one, not working with an experienced coach. Now, for those of you guys who do have access to coaches in your town or whatever, maybe you guys are just the type of people that you refuse to buy any courses online or you refuse to really watch any YouTube videos or any of that stuff. You're like, I just need in person, bro. Like, I'm not, it's no way. Okay, cool. But pick the right coach. Don't go for any guy just because he's holding mitts, right? You got to find an experience. Now, this is for the beginners who want to learn. Okay, this isn't for the person who just wants to burn, who just wants to sweat. If you're just looking for a workout, yo, go anywhere. There's gyms everywhere. They'll provide a great sweat with boxing. And I'm okay with that. I have no problem with the fitness boxing community, just so I'm clear on this. I'm for it. I hope those guys continue to stay, using boxing as an outlet to get in shape, healthy, make money with businesses, create, make boxing commercial. I'm all for that because guess what? At the end of the day, you're doing something healthy, positive. You're not hurting nobody. You know what I'm saying? You're making money legally. I'm all for that. It's all positive vibes. I'm talking to the beginner who wants to learn the game though. Right? You're coming to me because you're like, I want to learn the real stuff. I don't want to just be doing this for fitness. Who buys how to create angles or who buys how to set traps and counter punch or how to box on the inside from my website who just wants to do this for fitness, right? Anybody who spends that money on, anybody who pays me $500 for a coaching call, you're not doing this for fitness. You're doing this because you want real information, right? You're like, I've been following you, Coach Ant, for 5 years. I see how you move. I trust you. Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab the courses. Why not? Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll do a coaching call for $500. You know what is worth it? This $500 is going to repay me back tenfold. You know what I'm saying? It's like at the end of the day, you're here because you really like boxing, not because you just care about sweating. All right. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, big shout out to all the fitness people. I'm for it. I'm not hating on it. And if any of you guys are fitness coaches and you want to improve your fitness curriculum, I encourage you to get on a coaching call with me. I encourage you to get every course I have because there's ways to even be a better fitness coach when you have more real boxing knowledge. Y'all don't know. I used to run some of the dopest fitness boxing classes. All right. And let me tell you, my fitness boxing classes, everybody learned how to throw the punches properly. Everybody got in shape. Nobody sparred. Everybody had a good time. I did it for 10 years, man. Straight. People email me and text me today, Coach, you're ever opening up again, man? I never knew how good of a gym you had. Yeah, I know. I know. You can catch me on YouTube now. You go to CoachAnthonyBoxing.com and grab a course. But eventually I am going to go ahead and reopen the gym. And I'm going to have a great curriculum in my new facility the same way I had in my old facility, even better because I'm older now. I got more experience now. I'm a better professional now. You learn as you age. And so I'm going to bring some new stuff to the table. Okay. Another thing that I see a lot of beginners make a mistake doing is sparring with no supervision. Man, you got it. Man, if I just showed you my DMs, y'all, people just DMing me videos of them just punching each other to a pulp in their backyard. And I'm just like, what are y'all doing, man? Like, why are y'all doing this to you? Like, just go to a boxing gym, bro. Like, yo, Google boxing gym near me, sign up, do what you got to do to earn the respect of the coach, and spar there. You guys, for one, the people who are asking me about the sparring, they don't even invest in my courses at all. Like, I'll be like, yo, have you ever checked out any of my stuff? No, man, but can you give me some pointers? I keep getting hit with the straight right hand. Okay, so let me get this straight. You didn't go to the boxing gym to learn the skills that you're doing. You're asking me on Instagram to give you advice, yet you have not invested in any of my material. And then you're sparring in the backyard with zero supervision. 50 to 60% of these guys are doing it with no headgear, no mouthpiece, and you want me to get involved with this. Like, let's think about that for a second, y'all. If you're a beginner and you're just sparring and you're not, like, come on, man. I can't support that. You know what I'm saying? You're simply just backyard broing. I don't care if you're doing it in the gym. Listen, I used to have amateurs that used to spar in my gym sometimes without my, and I used to be like, yo, what are y'all doing? No, stop. Headgear's off. They, come on, coach. Yo, somebody got to be watching y'all. What are y'all doing? This is how you get seriously hurt. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big mistake right there. Another mistake is not staying patient enough to stay the course. Now, this right here is important because, again, everybody wants to skip steps. Everybody wants to learn the next move. Everybody wants to learn how to fight on the inside, learn how to do the shoulder roll or the Philly shell. Everybody wants to learn how to do the Lomachenko angle. You know, everybody wants to learn the peekaboo like Mike Tyson. Oh my goodness. If I told you, listen, if this is how y'all know I got integrity, y'all. Okay. If I put out a how to do the peekaboo course, I would probably make more money with that course than every course I've ever created. Because I get emails all the time saying, I want to learn Mike Tyson style. I want to learn peekaboo style. I want to do Tyson. I'm just like Mike Tyson. And I'm just like, really? How? Like, where's the evidence that proves you're anything like Mike Tyson, for one? For two, how many successful fighters have we seen doing the peekaboo? You know what I'm saying? Other than Mike Tyson, right? As a whole, right? We can't think about what one guy did. We got to think about what's realistic for most people. I've never made a peekaboo course. So that's how you know I do my things with integrity, right? Because if I just cared about the money, I'd have been like, yo, Eddie, let's just do a peekaboo course. You know what I'm saying? Let's do a dope commercial, put some Facebook ads behind it, and we'll get rich. Like, no, we're not doing that just to do it, right? We're trying to teach boxing step by step the right way. All right. So this is the thing, guys. You have to be patient enough to stay the course. All right. You have to stay the course. So if that means you're at Build You from the Ground Up 1.0, stay patient, man. Now, this is the thing. Sometimes you need a little bit from each course, right? So sometimes you might need like just two things from Build You from the Ground Up 1.0, two things from the footwork drills, two things from the defense, because sometimes our workouts that we like to do is a little bit of everything. Like if I take a beginner, I'm gonna teach him how to work the line for like 20 minutes. Then I might go ahead and partner him up with somebody, teach him some defense. You know what I'm saying? Teach him how to block the same punches that he was learning on the line. And then from there, I might put him on the heavy bag and teach him some basic combinations and teach him how to hit the heavy bag the right way. And then, of course, we'll do some calisthenics and stuff like that. That's typically how you build a beginner. And then you just keep on picking from each area that needs to be executed until that kid forms into a boxer. Because at the end of the day, you need to know a little bit of everything to be a complete boxer. You need to know a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? You can't just be a boxer with only one area, right? You can't just go get my how to set traps and counterpunch course and be like, this is all I need. Because how about angles? How about footwork? How about the basics? How about when you go on the inside? How about when you have to control the distance from the outside? How about when it's time to learn some, upper body movement that you can get from the Philly shell? How about, you know what I'm saying, when we want to mix up our combinations and we need to mix up the variety that you can get in 50 to the head, 50 to the body, 50 head. You see where I'm going with this? I hand selected the courses I made on purpose because I know the areas that need to be attacked. You see what I'm saying? So as a beginner boxer, you need a coach who's going to guide you through all of that if you really want to be successful, okay? And you have to be patient enough to stay the course. We can't go ahead and do the Philly shell if we're still working on this, right? We can't. It's just not the time. It'll come. Be patient, okay? Next is refusing to be a student, being the know-it-all guy. Man, this one kills me. People come to the gym, they want to learn how to box, but then they know more than everybody. You know what I'm saying? They know more than the coaches, yet they have zero experience. You've done nothing to prove that you know more than anybody, but yet you got the most to say. You got the most, you know what I mean? You're ignoring, you're doing things your way. And then you're wondering why you're not improving. Mentorship and coaching is simply to save you time. Okay? I purchased courses. I got books. I mean, I got a whole thing full of books back here. I can't really show them to you right now, but look. I got books, man. Like, listen, I read, I watch courses, I invest in courses. If you knew how much I invested in courses, you would go look at my courses and be like, damn, coach, you need to up your prices because the courses you done spent money on. But guess what? I want to save time. I ain't worried about saving a couple dollars. I want to save time because I'm looking to get to my goal faster. And that's what coaching is. Okay. When a person's serious, when a fighter leaves a coach and goes to a different coach, right? Like, let's give an example. You're a professional fighter. You feel like your coach has gotten you to a certain level. And now you feel like you need to get to that next level, right? You think like, let me get a sip. Hold on. You think in your mind, you're like, I know I could be better. And I need a coach who's going to get me better. What do? You find a more qualified coach. Now, when you find a more qualified coach and you leave the coach who's gotten you to where you are, a lot of people always give hell to that fighter, right? Oh, he left his coach. Oh, man, he's not loyal. But listen, you have to look at it from the fighter perspective. A fighter's lifeline is only so long. We ain't got time to be wasting with coaches who can't get us to the next level. We got to go ahead and find the right coach who's going to progress us and give us the education and the guidance and the coaching necessary to get to the goal, which for professional fighters is a world championship. For amateur fighters is national championships and tournaments and stuff like that, right? For beginner boxers is to learn the fundamentals the right way so they don't got to go back and redo it. You invest into yourself and you become a student to the person you invested to so you can grow twice as fast. You know what I'm saying? It's all of this is preparation, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just take it as simple as you got to go somewhere the next day and you don't prepare the night before. Now when you wake up, you're tired as hell. Oh man, I can't find my keys and I'm guilty of this. I can't find my keys. Yo, where's my wallet? Yo, now you're late. Had you just prepared the night before, put everything where it needs to be. Take your clothes out the night before, put it where it needs to be. Only thing you got to think about is getting up, taking a shower, brushing your teeth. You got your boom, you out the door. So the investment that you did the night before saved you time the next day. Okay? This is why you have to invest into yourself. And this is why you have to remain a student. I know that kind of sidetracked from the remaining a student point that I was trying to make, but being a student is the most important thing because the more you learn, yes, you got to pay attention and learn and drill and be patient and all those things in the beginning. But then moving forward, it's just going to fly. It's just going to fly. And you're going to be like, damn, like, I'm so glad that, I put in that time. I'm so glad I listened to my coach. I'm so glad because now look where I'm at. I've moved forward so quickly. I've gotten so much results, you know what I'm saying? And it's one of the best things you could do. Now, the last thing, the most important thing that a beginner boxing, biggest mistake that a beginner boxer can possibly make on this whole entire journey is hands down not getting the master boxing bundle and the free coaching call at 90% off. Nah, I know that's kind of funny. I know that. Here he go. Here he go. Trying to sell us his stuff again. But the point is this, y'all. I want to help you. And I want to get in front of this camera, you and I. Right? If you're watching this, you and I want to get right here. And I want to see where you're at. And I want to see how I can help you. And I know my courses can help you. And I know once I raise the price, you're going to be emailing me like the 3 emails I got like an hour ago that said, Coach, can you give me till Friday? Coach, can you give me till Thursday? Coach, when's the drill? This is my favorite one. Coach, when's the Drillers Make Killers one coming out? Coach, if I told you how many people have asked me for the Drillers Make Killers, and then I always hit them with the reply, what courses do you got? Oh, I only got one of your courses, or I haven't gotten anything yet, but I want Drillers Make Killers. You want Drillers Make Killers? You get it for free with the Master Boxing Bundle, yo. What are y'all doing? Go get the bundle. Oh, I just want the Drillers Make Killers. Well, guess what? When I release Drillers Make Killers, it's going to be $300. That's the price. You know what I'm saying? All my courses, now I just got it set. $300 a course. So you can get the whole thing right now, 16 courses, or you can just grab one for $300. I don't know. I haven't even released it yet. I don't know when I'm going to release it. But that's it for today, y'all. I just wanted to come on here and drop a message to my beginners. Okay, I really, really, really need y'all to watch this whole thing again and really take in what I said, because if you listen to me on this, I promise you that you're going to get far better results than if you're skipping steps, if you're not being patient, if you're trying to learn this on your own, if you're just going through the internet and just copycatting everybody and trying to figure this out. If you do it that way, you're just going to waste time, bro. Or, you know, homie, whatever you want me to say. This for my ladies in the chat, if there's any ladies in the chat, right, who box. But at the end of the day, we want to save time. It's all about saving time, and we want real education. We don't want to just go ahead, copycat, and do stuff of that nature. All right. Tomorrow will be the grand finale of No Days Off November, y'all. So I need you guys to hit the bell notification. And also, if you could just press that like button, I would highly appreciate it. Okay. And also, when I end this live, if everybody would just drop a little comment, like in the regular comment, not right here, but like in the regular comments, you know what I mean? Just tell me what you learned from this live. Tell me, you know what I mean, how this channel has helped you. That would be dope. You know what I mean? That would also help me see where your guys' minds is at and get me to know a little bit more of the people who maybe haven't said nothing in this particular chat. And that's it, man. I want to say thank you for everybody who showed up, and I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure the time, so hit that bell notification. Peace.
What's going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony. Of course, we got none other than Fast Eddie Chambers, and we just wanted to go ahead and remind you, this is Black Friday week. This is the week of Black Friday, and I just wanted to let you guys know what we are offering. I am offering every single course on my website that we already dropped up to date, which is 15 courses, and actually, I'm going to give you guys an extra course that we just made named Drillers Make Killers that isn't even released to the public yet. If you go ahead and grab the Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off, Eddie, 90% off. And not only that, I'm going to give you guys a free coaching call so we can go ahead and discuss what your personal goals are, what you're trying to accomplish through boxing, and how I can help you further in the future. Over the years, I've made courses like Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0, Footwork Drills, Defensive Principles 101, How to Set Traps and Counterpunch, Angles and How to Create Them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head-body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box from the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically orthodox versus southpaw, the complete Philly shell system, how to shadow box, heavy bag conditioning drills, and of course, like I mentioned before, the last course that isn't even released yet, Drillers Make Killers. Guys, this is a steal. I've sold these courses at $300 a pop, and many have purchased them in the past. And now you guys can get all of them at one time for 90% off with a coaching call. Guys, this is an opportunity. Do not miss it. Go ahead, go to the website. Don't hesitate. You've been watching us on YouTube for years. We're here to help you. We want to take your boxing to the next level. Let's go.